The silence of the deep timber wasn't empty. It was heavy. As the helicopter's drone faded into the distance, the weight of the wilderness settled around us. We stood in a cathedral of ancient hemlocks and dense brush, somewhere in the heart of the Pacific Northwest. Our mission was simple but daunting. Reach a designated extraction point, 15 miles due north. We had no GPS, no compass, and no phone. We had only the sun, the stars, and the earth. Hour 1. The shadow-sticked first challenge of ancient navigation is establishing a baseline. In a featureless forest, your internal sense of direction is your worst enemy. It tends to walk you in circles. We found a small clearing where the morning sun hit the forest floor. I drove a straight, branchy shadow stick into the earth. We marked the tip of the shadow with a stone. 20 minutes later, as the sun climbed, the shadow shifted. By drawing a line between the two marks, we had our east-west axis. Placing my left foot on the first mark and my right on the second, I stared straight ahead. That was north. Hour 6. Raiding the canopy by midday, the sky turned a bruised gray. The sun, our primary guide, vanished behind a thick veil of clouds. We had to switch to secondary signs. We began looking at the lean of the trees. In Tisrayon, prevailing winds often come from the west, causing the hardy tops of the conifers to flag or tilt slightly toward the east. We also looked at the moss. Contrary to the myth, moss doesn't just grow on the north side of a tree, it grows where it's dampest. However, in a dense stand, the northern side of a trunk retains moisture longer after a rain. We cross-referenced the most patterns on a dozen different trees to find the average north. It was slow, tedious work. Every step felt like a gamble against the vastness of the woods. Hour 22. The celestial clock night fell, and with it came a bone-chilling cold. The forest transformed. Without the visual horizon, the trackless timber became a labyrinth of shadows. We spent the first few hours of darkness shivering by a small fire, waiting for the clouds to break. Around 2 a.m., the sky cleared. I looked up, searching for the Big Dipper. Once found, we followed the 2 pointer stars at the edge of the Dipper's bowl. They led my eyes straight to Polaris, the North Star. It hung there, a fixed point in a spinning universe. We didn't move at night, that is how accidents happen, but we used that time to align a transit of 2 stakes in the ground, pointing exactly toward our northern objective for the morning. Hour 36. The mental wall by the second afternoon. Exhaustion began to warp our perception. When you are navigating by shadows and bark, your mind tries to trick you. You start to feel like north is to your left. The urge to trust your gut over your tools is overwhelming. We found a widowmaker, a fallen tree whose bark had peeled. Beneath it, the wood showed a slight spiral grain. In many species, this grain twists in a predictable direction based on the sun's path, offering one more tiny clue to our orientation. Our legs were leaden, scratched by briars and bruised by dead, but we held the line. We used the dead reckoning method, counting our paces and estimating our speed to ensure we hadn't overshot our mark. Hour 48. The extraction, as the 48th hour approached, the timber began to thin. The sound of a distant river hour landmark for the extraction zone rumbled through the floorboards of the forest. We broke through the final tree line into a rocky gorge. A orange smoke flare sat on a stump, placed there by the safety team. We had made Italiano. We hadn't just survived. We had reconnected with a sensory language that our ancestors spoke fluently, but that the modern world has largely forgotten. The wilderness wasn't featureless anymore. It was a book, and for the first time in our lives, we had learned how to read it.